Hi, I'm Michelle Hoffman. I am the Widow Guide at thewidowguide.com. Today I'm feeling super melancholy, and traditionally I can just pull it together and get things moving, but I thought I would just do a deep dive into my emotion today and share it with you because even though I've adjusted my relationship with grief to move me forward and things are really absolutely fantastic with me and the kids, I still feel melancholy every now and again. And the difference between when I had first lost my husband and now is that I invite myself to indulge in those emotions, but I don't get stuck there. So it's not like they're not going to happen when when my son accidentally wipes all the data from his computer, and that simply wouldn't have happened, or it would have been quickly recovered. Um, if my late husband were still here. And so it makes me want to bring up the topic again, that there's more to life than just being the one who didn't die, and discuss the secondary losses of a significant loss of a loved one. Losing a loved one has so many losses that ripple out beyond your imagination of where anything could have possibly been an issue. Things like loss of income, loss of companionship, as well as more abstract feelings like the loss of identity and self-purpose or hope. And those are the things, as the Widow Guide, that I can walk the journey with you and help pull things together and re-inspire your future. Because the secondary losses include things like the loss of home and all your worldly goods or material goods in one way or another, loss of business or your professional career path that you had planned. There's like a huge detour in it sometimes when suddenly, your regular routine is totally disrupted by loss. Loss of relational identity. I loved being a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, and I'm no longer a wife anymore. I'm no longer married anymore. I'm no longer a spouse. I'm no longer a co-parent. I'm no longer a partner. I'm alone. And as a widow, it's so crazy, deeply lonely sometimes. People could then lose loss of faith. And the people who traditionally support us or who are in our daily lives sometimes can't handle loss, or people who've had significant loss. They don't know the right thing to say. They don't know what to say. So there's surprises of people who will lean in or people who simply can't handle it. And it's hurtful originally, but in fact, I try so hard to forgive them because what if the tables were turned? Would I have had the capacity to support someone through major loss like that? I simply don't know. I never want anyone to join this club. It's such a hard journey to walk, and it hurts so much. Not understanding it is like super gift. But there's other things that happen because there's like loss of memory, loss of witness to my life. I mean, there was one person who understood all the inside jokes, and that person is no longer by my side. The hopes and the dreams as we had planned it, our future together, it's gone. Life's celebrations and the milestones we shared together and the traditions we had created, now I create them and I recreate them to be what our new traditions are. So my identity is totally changed after a major loss. And whether it's the loss of a spouse, a partner, a parent, a significant other, sibling, a dear close friend, it changes your life because you can't just call them and reach out to them. And there's insecurity for me as a parent. Am I enough? Am I enough to help ease the suffering of people who have also experienced a deep loss like this? Am I enough to help find and fill any of the vulnerabilities for those people or the children? And meanwhile, it's like there's this loss of energy or enthusiasm. It's like even if you're not the one who was ill or passing, you were the caretaker, or it just happened so quickly, it was a shock. And it does affect your health. It affects your security, your sense of who you are. I lost my person to rely on, to remember what I've forgotten, to perform the little favors, to, share daily routines and just everyday connections with, share an entree with, hold hands with for me. And we lost physical touch. We lost sense of purpose. I lost, do I have the confidence? I lost my trusted partner to go to for advice. One of the greatest losses I have felt is the loss of pillow talk. And pillow talk for me, it smells like fresh water coming off of a waterfall that's been in a ferny glen with the light shining through the trees. Pillow talk's making decisions together. It's facing the world outside of pillow talk, but facing it together. You don't know where you end and pillow talk begins. It's unifying against all the events of the day and holding this close, safe space for each other, with each other. Pillow talk is stability and connection. It's reliability, a return to home base, a release of what went on during the day, and full acceptance of what is right and what could have been. And with the loss of a loved one, so too goes the loss of pillow talk. So what I've done is I figured it out. I figured widowhood out. I figured out how to minimize the secondary losses that occur when you lose a significant loved one. And I invite you to download a free copy of my international bestseller, Life Worth Living, a practical and compassionate guide to navigating widowhood and soul parenting. It applies to any loss. It applies to any major life role change. And there's so much that goes with loss. And I will walk the journey with you as thewidowguide.com. And I can show you how to face the world outside your door rather than stay stuck in grief, rolled up in a fetal position, or just going through the motions like functionally catatonic. It's really, there's more to your one precious life. And you want to honor the loved one that you've lost by living it fully. Life worth living. I will share with you how to hurry up the suffering of grief, how to find strength in your despair, so that you can adjust your relationship with grief and accept what you cannot change and forgive those so that you can move forward. I will guide you to regain your energy and your enthusiasm for life after a significant loss and support grieving children where they are most vulnerable. I can provide you with a simple way to make effective decisions that are right for you, that open a clear path and shine a light on which way you should direct your next steps. I've got the top 10 things you need to know so that you avoid losing your job, your assets, or your children. And you think that will never happen. But I tell you time and time again, I have heard that through widowhood, that people could potentially lose their children and they are then challenged. I am the Widow Guide at thewidowguide.com. I figured it out. I helped a friend through it. I've been sent to help so many other people. The feedback I get is that my hindsight brings them foresight. Let me share that with you. The pain in your sorrow won't change today. It will only ruin tomorrow. I help parents who have had lost a spouse figure out how to get through the emotional pain and fatigue of loss. Be the confident head of household and the parent your children need, and still have dreams of your own. I am the Widow Guide at thewidowguide.com. I will walk this journey with you. Go ahead and take the first simple step by downloading my guide to a life worth living. It's a simple step. It's one step. Go to thewidowguide.com and download your free copy today. I will walk this journey with you. There's more to life than just being the one who didn't die.